Hello, good morning, and this video is a little is spontaneous because I got notifications yesterday about a comment I made under the video I'm going to like talk about or review or whatever. So YouTube is filled with videos like this, and I made a comment under this particular video, and someone said shut up. So I said, you know what, why don't I just make a video about it and express my emotion to the fullest. So let me start the video and just let you look at it. Wait, before I go further, let's look at the title of the video. The title is Wakanda Warriors Invade Italy 2008. So it tries to convey an emotion. It looks, if you just looking at it, looking at the title and looking at what we can see at the background here, it seems like it conveys a strong hateful emotion. But if we take away the mask that the editors have put on this video, we can see the truth. For example, look at that title. Let's try to correct it. Let's take away the word warriors. Let's take away the word warriors. These people are not warriors. They are not trained in combat. I'm sure there's no soldier amongst any of them. So we cannot say they are warriors. So what are they? Now let's describe them as migrants. And before they became migrants, what were they? They were shoemakers, they were cobblers, they are hairdressers, they are barbers, they are mechanics, they are tailors, they are nannies, cooks, security guards, cleaners, teachers. That's in fact, most of these people on this boat speak three or more languages, including foreign languages like French, English, Arabic. So they are not warriors coming to invade Italy or invade anywhere else. So now that we have taken the word warriors away, let's also look at the other word, invade. So if we look at the word invade, let's instead replace it with the word arrive. So now this heading or the title of this video is supposed to be Wakanda migrants or Wakanda tailors, cobblers, shoemakers, whatever you prefer, arrive Italy. Excuse me. Because if you Google the word invade, the first thing you find, the first word I think on Google search is armed forces entering. Armed forces entering a country so as to subjugate or occupy it. That subjugate means capture, seize, annex. That's they are going to capture Italy. They are going to occupy, they are going to annex it. So it's just, in fact, so just by those first three words, armed forces and armed forces, from the definition we got from Google search, it is clear that the title is just, like I said earlier, to convey an emotion, a hateful message. So my concern is, why do these video makers want to make people whose lives are already difficult, people who have already survived a lot, they have already most probably passed through slavery, a desert or two, they have already crossed an ocean, they have gone through all these terrible experiences, and you still want to add to their problem? It's just sad. Many of the people making these videos, many of the people making these hateful comments and speeches cannot trek a desert. They cannot survive on a boat crammed with other 50-something fellow Italians or wherever they come from. They cannot survive on those conditions. So people who have survived this kind of hard circumstances, hardship, I think should be given some kind of I don't know, like space. So kind of, instead of this kind of attitude should not be, directed towards them. So another problem I saw with the video, the title alone, this is just the title we've been discussing about now, is the 2018. The video is tagged 2018, but many of the clips I saw in the video They are not from 20. So, like I said, none of the clips, most of them were not from 2018, and the theme music is a sad undertone because they are trying to convey a message. Like I said earlier, they're trying to give you put an idea in your head. So let's continue with the video. I don't think you can hear the audio from this my video because I have headset on, so I don't think you can hear the audio, but I'll try anyway. Okay, so see what went on now. The first clip was inexcusable, so that's what they used, that particular clip, to start the whole video. The first part of the video are the parts I'm going to focus on, because that's where the person puts the best clips, the best to support his argument. Those clips were put in place first. So if you don't have patience to go through to the end of the video, no problem, because their best videos are already been put in front, so I can just explain those away. So like I said, it's inexcusable. Even though they were protesting because they had lack of police protection after the Italian mafia killed some of the migrants, with something about a prostitution ring and a drug ring and something of that sort. So 6 West African men were also killed. A Malian guy was shot dead, along 2 of his co-workers were injured as well. So all those attacks, and they were protesting and destroying flower pots. Although when we look at it, human life compared to flower pots, but still I don't think they should have done that, because it's not in the best interest of anyone. But still, so let's continue. In this clip here, we can see the video focuses on, it's supposed to be on migrants, but the attention is only put to one man who is banging his head against what's this, wire fence or whatever it's called, wire gate. And the attention of this person, his mind did not tell him to look at the 4 other migrants who tried to stop him, but the focus is supposed to be on the one who is banging his head on the gate. And then of course his intro, the intro of the hateful channel, or the hate monger. In this particular clip, what I gathered was that they were promised relocation from somewhere around the that we promised relocation from somewhere around Italy, their is it migrant camp or whatever they call it, and they have had to wait a long time, because the list, I'll make a video about this later, like about this migrant wait list and something later. So they are not even sure that this particular bus that was supposed to take them to to relocate them, was going to be big enough for everybody. So that was why all the rush and everything. In fact, those people do not look like they are fresh off the boat. They are not as thin, as they are not as strong as I don't want to use, they are not as for sickly and dusty. I don't want to use rugged or haggard. So they look like they have been there a while. In fact, if you look, some of the women had attachments or something to their color, to their hair and stuff like that. Obviously, someone coming off the boat, most people coming off the boat, I'm yet to see someone coming off a migrant ship with all that kind of look. Even if you're just 2 days into where you're staying, they don't have all the resources to look that way. Most of them are fatter than normal, and so it's not just that. And in fact, I heard one of the, like, something that I'm not too good with Italian language. I can only speak German and German and Svenska or Sverish, that's Swedish. So, but I think that some of the people there were even discussing in Italian. like they were saying something in Italian, some of the migrants. So obviously they are not just coming off the boat, they have been there for a long while and they were promised relocation but they were not moved. So when they got off the bus they were celebrating. I think I should go back to that particular clip. When they got on the bus, they did some celebrations, some hand gestures and stuff like that. So it's understandable. So all I'm just doing is giving context to the videos. So it's what I was saying about the hair. And she's not the only one, there was another lady with her as well. So this is just laughable. This particular clip is just laughable. I don't think I have anything to explain here. So even if what they are insinuating is true, so what? She has freedom of speech, freedom of choice, freedom of association, and Europe and America like to pride themselves as one of the most freest nations, people that safeguard freedoms. So I don't see why not. Then this, I think this are a type of video, this type of particular video now. Oh, before I go too far, you see the idea of that bus video is to try to let Italians or Europeans as a whole know that this is how your everyday commute is going to be like. These people are going to be banging on buses, they are going to be shouting, they are going to be, you know, they are always going to be in a hurry in that sort of way. And that's not true. There's going to be nothing like that. Most of the people entering that bus, after they entered, had smiles on their face, they celebrated, but that was not the focus, that was not the attention of video. So they are trying to make you insinuate something else. So let's continue. The video is too slow and my commentary is they're a bit long, so I think I have to be slowing the video down even further than where it is now, so sorry for that. So okay, for this particular footage this is supposed to be what the migrants, those people that left the boat, those people who just came from Africa and Asia and where else, people who have no money on them, people who did not go to foreign exchange to change any money whatsoever. Immediately they got off the boat, they went to migrant camps. Those migrant camps have no, how they call it, no forex bureau de change to convert their money for them, and almost nobody has money on him, I can assure you, because I've read a lot about it. There are a lot of on YouTube, there are some videos like from Scoan where the migrants have recounted their experience. Most of them have no money on them when they get to Europe. So how did they get money to spend on all these drinks? And just I can see Heineken, I can see Sprite. That particular drink cost €5. That €5, between 5 to 8 euros, I think, or 6. That's €5. If you convert it to naira, it's 2,100 naira. And if you convert it to for countries like Mali, countries like Cameroon, who use the CFA or CFA or French franc, Central African franc, which France prints for them, by the way. That's just by the way. That will be on that video, why France is still controlling their currency and all that. So that's €5 to buy that beer cost 3,300 Central African franc. And I can assure you that nobody from on that boat has 3,300 Central African franc on them. 3,300. We're not talking about 3. We're not talking about 30. We're not talking about 300. We're talking about 3,300. That's a lot of money for just one bottle. One bottle. Don't talk about the numbers we saw there. That's like someone who hosted a party. So now I'll tell you where that image actually came from, or where that footage actually, the cause of that footage. It's what the Italians call the Calcio Storico Festival. It's an Italian festival. You can Google it. And the Italians themselves are the ones who made the mess. The Italians themselves are the ones who made the mess. But of course, the, nobody went into details. Nobody showed any video or any clip of them, of the migrants actually messing the fountain up or anything, but they just want you to assume that it was the migrants who did it. That's just weak. But let's continue.